Welcome to the 14th Annual Mayor's Luncheon for Business and the Arts. The arts document life as it was, or life as it is now, and it passes on to future generations. Where I saw the best evidence of this was when I visited China. The development of the Chinese alphabet, which is all images. And it was the desire 5,000 years ago of those people to create images to tell their story to future generations. So I think we need to do that in modern times. So in the city of Lethbridge, many of the things that we value end up going away, and the art records that they existed. Arts are part of our community. We need to value artists, and that's why we have the 1% contribution to the arts from major capital projects. It's why you see examples of art in all our major capital projects, such as the new YMCA. So you see visible expressions of art in various forms throughout the facility. Many people will take that for granted, but they're appreciating it without knowing it. But it's a way that we educate our population. Can you imagine if all of our facilities were made of gray concrete? What would that look like, and what would that say about us? Many times people who support the arts aren't recognized, and the luncheon does exactly that. We would like to say thank you to those businesses, to those individuals who through their philanthropic endeavors support the arts in the city of Lethbridge. Without your support, Lethbridge would be poorer in many ways. We need to have those visible expressions of art, we need to support local artists, and we need to make sure that art is celebrated in the city of Lethbridge. I think often the business community is seen as not part of the art community, and so for those businesses who value the art, who participate in the many events that involve arts, who provide philanthropic donations, I'd like to say thank you to them, because this is the luncheon for business and the arts.
Richard Amery is a huge asset to the Lethbridge performing arts community, and his LaBeat covers many performing arts happenings in town.
Well, I started covering arts and entertainment in Lethbridge when I was at university here taking a BA in English, and I discovered the newspaper at the Meliorist. I also discovered CKUL, the radio station, at the same time, and realized that there's a lot of really interesting things happening in town. There's some really cool bands playing, and later on I discovered that Lethbridge has a pretty amazing arts scene as well as just music. So I started writing about music mostly for the Meliorist, and did that for 4 years, graduated. I went into the real world and made the leap back here to work at the Lethbridge Herald in 2007. And I realized just how much the scene had expanded since back in the day when I was at the Meliorist. And I was amazed. I was looking for a good pizza place during a break, and found the Slice, and then saw the lineup of really amazing bands that they had. And started covering that, then I discovered the Tongue and Groove, and there were some pretty amazing bands there, and really the nucleus of our roots scene were already at the Tongue and Groove, and I thought that was just very cool. And from there down the street I discovered the old fire hall. It was Hypnotic, I believe, back then, and a lot of the local artists hung out at Hypnotic.
Without exception, every year that Richard has worked with us for Shakespeare in the Park, he has been a great friend to all members of the cast of all ages, and he's tremendously helpful in his promotion of all the arts throughout the city.
I really got tired of people saying there's nothing to do in Lethbridge. So I said and this is me going to like 5 gigs a night, and it's hearing this, and it's like, I got to put all this in one place. LaBeat has been running since April 2007, 2 days after Easter, when my cousin Robb got me my domain name. So 10 years, almost exactly. So that's why it means kind of a lot that you guys want to honor me, of all people, for this award. Thanks for everybody who reads LaBeat and hopefully will continue to. More importantly, thanks to everybody who is part of the arts community, because I can't do what I do if you guys don't do what you do.
He is a good ambassador for each one of them, and he has helped us all work together, and he gives all of us really thorough coverage in his newspaper articles in the Sun-Times and of course on LaBeat.
I mean, I don't have anything to write about if you guys don't make your plays or books or paintings or whatever. I mean, it's all thanks to you, and thanks to the Allied Arts Council and Exhibition Park and Geometric Attic, everybody for advertising on LaBeat, because I don't make any money off it. I do it just because I want to support the community, and I think that it's something worth doing. So thank you for reading, thank you for advertising, and thank you for being part of the arts community.
Well, I was a student at the University of Lethbridge. I was probably in my second or third year, and it's common for students to see posters hanging around in the faculty as for show opportunities. And I remember seeing the Solar Awards poster, and when I read it closer, I realized, well, it says it's hosted by Subaru of Lethbridge. And I thought, well, that's super interesting. This is a car dealership that's hosting an art show. So I felt that that was a pretty cool connection to have art in this everyday space, and I thought that would be a really unique and exciting show to enter.
We wanted to find an event, kind of like an event in our showroom that had nothing to do with selling cars, just to get people to come to our showroom to see our space that we're so proud of, and to come here in a no pressure environment. And we had an employee, Marissa, that she said, well, let's have an art show. And I was like, hey, that's a great idea, but how do you have an art show?
So the fact that Subaru of Lethbridge is supporting the arts is really amazing, because this is an everyday space. An art car dealership is an everyday space, and it's a welcoming place for community members who maybe wouldn't normally go to an art gallery to see artwork. They maybe would feel more comfortable to come into an everyday space like a car dealership and experience art and talk about maybe some local issues. So it's just a really great experience for everyone involved, really.
It brings people into our showroom that have never been here before. The showroom it's always filled with unfamiliar faces, which is great, because that means people are coming here, they're seeing our building, they get comfortable here, and maybe when it's time to buy a car, will pop into their head, and we'll get a chance to sell them a car. We love our space. We feel that it's very comfortable, very cozy, and we just want lots of people to come here. So, and also my staff has embraced it. They volunteer, they give up their time on the Friday evening of Solar. We don't do much. Sometimes we park cars, we have a coat check, we serve refreshments. Umami shop comes and provides the food. So we just mingle and try to make people feel comfortable in our showroom.
Subaru's commitment to the arts has impacted me in a very positive way. As being a student at the university, I was able to learn a bit about submission process. I was able to get into my community and talk about different issues that are happening locally with my community members, which was a really great night.
More and more people seem to be wanting to expand their cultural experience, and more artists are looking for a platform to display their art, because we have learned over the 3 years that there's not that much of an opportunity for artists in Lethbridge to display their work. If they're not being shown in a gallery, there's not much of a chance for people to get their art out there and have a variety of people come and view it. So it's been rewarding that way. It wasn't my idea. I've just let the right people run with it, and they've done an amazing job. And we hope to continue to do it for years to come.
I feel like the community is very invested in Arts Alive and Well in the schools.
When you look at all these little schools all around the city participating in Arts Alive, it creates that mass of production and of knowledge and of sharing, and that to me is important for the community at large and for the Arts Alive.
It's definitely part of our work to be able to help them and to be there later. Yeah.
It started in 1977 as a result of 3 institutions. We here at Holy Spirit, who at that time was Lethbridge Catholic, together with Lethbridge District 51 and the Bowman Arts Centre, amalgamated our ideas to put this together and bring art as a greater forefront to the community as a whole. Here we are, 42 years later, and we're still going.
Arts Alive has been going on for 42 years. We call it Arts Alive, but it's Arts Alive and Well in the schools. Mm-hmm. And we like to make that distinction because it is about students in our schools and the artwork that they produce. And it's been going on so long because of the opportunity it gives to the students. We have all the way from kindergarten all the way to grade 12. We have 2D works, we have 3D works in all variety of mediums, and they all get to be displayed in a professional gallery. And the amount of pride is just amazing amongst the students and their parents and their grandparents that come in. They love that. It just feeds them.
But that's what's so exciting about it, because those students, those kids, apart from being a student, they're kids and they are having new experiences all the time, and a lot of them have just never even stepped foot into an art gallery, and you get to talk about it and you get to be one-on-one, and there's just this really rare opportunity only once a year that's like a blast of inspiration for me as an educator, but also for the teachers and the students.
Yes, and for me, I ask, for example, to my daughter why, because she's an artist too and she loves art. And she said, "Mom, I'm so proud to be part of it. Everybody can see it. It's for me the way to show what I'm able to do, and to give the opportunity to the children, to the students, to be part of this great event, this big event for us. It's really the way to show to the people there is a little Francophone artist, and we are there with the other one, and we are proud of that, I think so."
I was thinking about my very first interaction with Arts Alive as a mom, and I went to the gallery to see my son's artwork on the wall, and it was so exciting, and we were so proud, and we took pictures, and now my kids are all grown, but all 3 of them still are artists in their own way. And I just love the beginning of that Arts Alive gave them to begin creating and to have their pieces shown, and what that has meant to them and to me as a mom.
Our life is about our kids, and any tool that we can use to make them feel good about themselves, to be able to express themselves, there's lots of opportunities. Like, it just gives me the goosebumps thinking of it.
So this year, I did a very specific tally of the number of students who came through the gallery, and it was 890 students. It's an exhibition of epic proportions.
The greater community, the people that aren't involved with school, get out and about into the community, and they see, oh my, they must be doing something right in school, because look at that.
I'm proud of my city, and I'm proud of the people and the artist community.
Because we love art. If I could teach art all day instead of grade 6, that's how I would do it.
To say that Don is committed to the arts is an understatement. Don is passionate about music. He speaks, he performs, he advocates, he leads with enthusiasm and a genuine love. Don loves music and all things music, and all you have to do is speak with him, watch him perform, be around him to know that, and it's awe-inspiring.
I came to Lethbridge in 1978 for a teaching position, and at that point I was able to join the Lethbridge Symphony and the Lethbridge Big Band, and get involved with some musical theater stuff right away when I got involved. So I've been involved with it for the 41 years now, and the last few years the amount I've been doing has been increasing.
Don, with his passion for music, his love for music, and his desire to share all of that with people, he will continue to come up with unique and innovative ideas. And for me, that's the joy of being in Don's sphere.
I have been able to meet and get to know so many people from so many walks of life.
He is performer, patron, leader, advocate, founder, teacher. He has touched music in all parts of Lethbridge. He is always performing. He's part of Lethbridge Community Band. He has performed for Lethbridge Musical Theatre, Lethbridge Symphony, Allied Arts Council, Jazz Festival. He is part of Hippodrome. His love for music, for performance, for community has motivated him to be a founding member of some valuable organizations in this community. Bridge Brass, Lethbridge Jazz Society, Songs for Hope Society. His desire to share music and his love of music and knowledge and techniques has him teaching at the conservatory. He's a great advocate for the Performing Arts Center, which is needed in this community. Don believes that arts should be thriving in Lethbridge, and he helps to make that happen.
I think that the arts on every level and in every discipline is about building and creating. It's always about, gee, let's try this, let's try that, let's explore these new ideas, and so that's what it's really about. And so when we start doing that, then we start to say, why not? Instead of saying, oh no, you can't, we say, why not? And I think that is so important for any community, and certainly for individuals, in order to grow, expand, say, why not? I'd certainly like to thank all the different people I've worked with, and there's just way too many to name. I've had some terrific colleagues in the schools when I worked, a lot of great board members on the various boards I've been on, a lot of great musicians in particular.
Contributing in the community, growing music, growing the appreciation for music is second nature. I would doubt that he has paused to think of the significant impact that he has had in this community and the lives that he's touched with his love for music. I hope today is pause for him to consider it. I'd like to thank him for everything he's done and congratulate him for receiving this award.